Okay, hi guys. We are going to do the pick a stitch of the week, and the winner was the Starry Eyes. It was this one here. It is a very pretty stitch. I like both of them in their own way, but this is very pretty, I think. And we are just going to use. I caked up some big twist, and I had a little bit that would not fit on the cake, mainly because I don't think I had it tight enough, which does make a difference. So we're just going to use that. It got knotted around the base of my winder, and I have, I forgot what it's called. It's the Knit Picks winder, and so I had to unjam it. But that was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. So with this stitch, it's a multiples of 3 plus 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're just going to make a small sample. 13, 14, 15, plus 1. And then we're going to go chain 3, which is going to be the beginning of our row. And we are going to go right into 1, 2, 3, 4th stitch from the hook. We're going to go in here, and we are going to be doing a puff stitch. And what we're going to do there is yarn over, whoops, pull up a loop. So we have, and we're going to do it one more time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do that again. Do it twice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops. And then we're going to go through all 9 on the hook. And then we're going to chain 2. And so we're going to go into our last stitch we just worked, and we're going to be repeating this puff stitch again. So we go 1, 2, we're going to skip 2, do that again, 1, 2, we should make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to chain through all 9, come through all 9 of those, then chain 2. And we are always working into the one we just made our puff stitches. So we're connecting those. We're skipping 2. Make sure we get through all those and chain 2. Remember, we're going right back into this last of our puff on that side. We're skipping 2. We make 2 more. And come through all 9. Chain 2. And then we're going to be at the end of our row. We are going to do our final 2 part of the puff stitch. We have 9 loops, so we're going to go through all those. We're chaining 1 this time, and we're going to end with a double crochet in that final spot. And here we go. Now, only thing I didn't do on this time, I did a base of single crochets on this one, and I'm not doing it this time. So that's, why if you saw a little difference, that's what it is. So there's our first row of our puff stitches. So we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And then we're going to be doing our puff stitch right here. You can see above, and here's our bottom puff stitch. You can see we're going to skip the first stitch and go straight into the next one. And so we're going to do that again. A little bit different because this is we're going to stop here and go, we're only doing a half of one, and we're going to chain 2. But we're still going to go right back in the same spot. 1, 2. But now we're working, remember, we're just going to work in the top of these previous ones. 1, 2, and go through. We should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to go. I've cut a little bit more. Here we go. Come on. Try to get that back up in there and go through that last one. And we're chaining 2. So it's the same every row as far as the making them, but just every other row you're going to have one individual before you start your little clusters. So we're going to go right back in here and do 2. Do 2. Chain 2. Right back in the same space. And skip over here to the top of the previous clusters. We're going to do 2. And chain 2. Kind of pull them apart if you have to make sure you're in the right stitch. So every other row you're going to be starting and ending with a half of a cluster, and that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to do the one part, and then we are going to do a double crochet in the top of our previous, oops, that's a double crochet, not a, there we go. So we're in the first row, we have full clusters, and on the second one we start with a half of one and we end with another half. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to chain 2. These are going to be our full clusters. Chain one more stitch. We're going to go straight into the first space here with one side of our cluster. We're going to find the top of the previous one and the row below, and then we'll have our full cluster. We chain 2, and then we're going to jump to the top of our next cluster, put 2 in there, go through all 9. This can be kind of tricky, but there we go. Chain 2. Again in our previous cluster below, chain 2. We're always going to start them with the one we just ended with. Chain 2. That could be kind of tricky to find. Chain 2. All right, come on. Kind of stretch it a little bit. We chain 1 and we end in a double crochet in the top of the previous one. There we go. So that's where it's going to look like. We're going to just start this next row again, just to help. Remember, this is, the previous one was our full clusters, and this one's going to be our half, beginning with our half cluster. And we're going to go in, and we're going to do 1, 2, and then we're going to stop that. We're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make a full cluster. Once we go through all 9, we always chain 2, and we always go back into where the one side of our previous cluster was made, and then we go to the new one with 2, come all the way through, chain 2, and this is the stitch all the way through. Chain 2, kind of make sure, if you can't find that stitch, kind of pull around a little bit till you see it, then do and we're going to go do just 1/2, and then we're going to go in the top of the end here and do a double crochet. Okay, this makes really nice thick filling, give people, it's similar to some other stitches, and this is the one thing I do notice, that this stitch can be called something else. There's a lot of same stitches with different names, but I do think it's pretty. It'll make a nice thick blanket. And that's the stitch of the week, or pick a stitch winner. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I was just doing a sample here, a little bit bigger. And you can see what it looks like, a few more rows. I do like giving a base here for the full row of single crochets, and if you're not wanting your first row to look like that, then I would add that, but it's really not that bad looking. Kind of like them both. I like both ways, as you can see the difference. All right, nice and sweet and short. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's a stitch you'll enjoy using. And I think if it was cotton, it might make a nice, like a pot warmer, a trivet type stitch. That makes me think that's something I might try that with. Not maybe a pot holder, probably not quite thick enough for that, but if you do use a stitch, let me know what you would use it with. And I appreciate you watching, and I hope to talk to you later. You have a wonderful day, and I will put up the next pick a stitch later on the day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.